All right. I got this right. Okay. Good morning, everybody. This is Tamani from the Black Gold Solutions live stream. Again, my name is Tamani. I'm the author of the new book, Black Gold Devalued. And I am a contributing member to the Black Gold movement. And we have these live streams multiple times a week to try to make the connection between solutions for the Black community and not just talking about the problem. And let me quickly apologize for the lighting. If I appear dark, I'm not exactly sure why. This is my first time doing a live stream strictly outdoors. For some reason, when I place my hand by the camera, the lighting gets better, but when I move it, it's dark. So I apologize if you can't see me clearly, but that doesn't matter because seeing me is not what's important, but more the word. So thank you for making the live stream. We like to focus on solutions, not necessarily the problems that exist in the community, because we have enough people that are talking about the problems and not giving feasible solutions or new solutions that we have yet to try as a people in this country. So what we try to focus on with the Black Gold Solutions live stream is just that, a solution or multiple solutions to the many problems that are affecting and destroying the Black community. And we believe that the primary thing that we need to do, well, I don't say primary, but one of the main things we need to do to better deal with some of the issues that take place in our community is own and control our community. And thank you, April. And of course, if we can better control and own our community, that means that we are controlling and owning the environment where the community exists, and we can better dictate the threats from both within and without that community. So for the past, I don't know how many streams, 7 or 8, I have been trying to break down the importance of having a Black Wall Street or a community that we own and control. And I identified 4 key areas, and of course there are more, but those 4 key areas I tried to highlight was protection, being able to protect the community and those that live in it. Education, being able to probably educate our children, and community members. Economics, being able to not only control the Black dollar, but turn it over multiple times. And keeping and maintaining the Black excellence that we create via our children, and not giving that talent and intellect, expertise, energy back to a system that has proven itself to be anti-us. So we've been talking about the importance of Black Wall Street but Black Wall Street / having a community that we own and control. For the last few weeks, I even went out to a particular part of Houston, showing that there are cultures that are doing just that. That particular area that I was in, it was a Vietnamese community that has done a very good job of owning and controlling their environment and their community by having multiple businesses all up and down the street. In any way you look in that particular area, which was Bel Air and Bissonnette, you look left or you look right for as far as you can see. And not only were the names of the businesses in both English and Vietnamese, some of them are just Vietnamese, but the street signs have been changed, which means they have used political power to make sure that their people have an environment that is easier and more conducive for them to move around in. So having shown that real life conclusion, after that I came back and talked about my experience as being a member of the Shrines of the Black Madonna, which is a Christian church / organization that started in Detroit in 1953 and is still there, still existing in the U.S., in Detroit, Atlanta, Houston, South Carolina, Calhoun Falls, South Carolina. And I know we have at least one church in Africa. So I've been trying to make the connection between historical Black Wall Streets, because there's been more than one Black community that was subsequently destroyed by white people or white mobs. Make a connection between the historical Black Wall Street, a real life example of Black Wall Street, and my experience of living in a Black Wall Street environment, which was, again, a community that was owned and controlled by black people. I lived in that community for 20 years. My 3 kids, for the most part, were raised in that community for the first, my oldest, 9 years of her life, my middle child, 7 years of her life, and my son, 5 years of his life. That's where we lived, and that's where they were raised. And in that community, we not only had institutions that we owned and controlled, but we had daycare, nursery, a school up until the 6th grade, a clinic, a dining hall, 4 apartment complexes, a youth living, I guess, quarters, if you will, a small convenience store, so a park. I used to say to people when we went out into the community to talk to them that the Shrines of the Black Madonna is the closest thing that black people will ever see in America and or before they die, because it was an environment that most of us will never have, or up until now would have never had the opportunity to be a part of if they weren't members of the Shrine. And what I am trying to do as a contributing member of the Black Gold movement is take the best practices that I believe the Shrine got right and make those things available to the national black community. And I say the things that the Shrine got right because the Shrine is a national, actually at this point, an international organization. And like any organization that's large, regardless of color or motive or mission or purpose, mistakes are going to be made. And we were no different. However, in those mistakes, we got over the past 50 years, we have gotten a multitude of things right. And I believe that those things that we got right need to be made available to black people. And one of the things is controlling and owning one's environment. If we can control and own our environment, then that gives us a huge opportunity to not only, again, protect black children from the school to prison pipeline, but we can also protect them from police brutality. We can protect our women from police brutality and disrespect, and we can protect our elders and give them something to plug into as far as giving back to the community. So being in an environment that is owned and controlled by people of color, whom all love one another and on the same page, then that gives us an immense advantage and opportunity to the things that are currently taking place and happening with black people right now. So I have been saying, as a black person in America who has lived in such an environment, I'm telling you that it is a huge blessing to be in a place where I did not have to worry about my children being exploited or shot, someone breaking into my home, my wife being robbed or raped or whatever. We didn't have to worry about police brutality. We didn't have to worry about the dangers from the larger community outside of where we live because we had our own security. There are just certain things that we didn't have to worry about because we were able to, again, control what was taking place in that immediate environment. And that is just one of the things that the Shrines of the Black Madonna got right. And I am saying, as a member of that organization, as a member of that church, there are things that we did extremely well, better than any other black organization in the history of this country. We did. And I'm saying that as a result of what we did, I'm trying to make those things available to the national black community. And I'm not saying that just the Shrine got things right. No, I'm saying that there are other black organizations out there that also got things right. There are other black people out there that also got things right. So we are trying to bring those best practices, if you will, I'll call them black community best practices together, so that we can have under one umbrella, as much as possible, a unified front of leadership that's on the same page, so that we can say these are the people who have demonstrated best practices of what the black community needs, so that collectively we can move forward across multiple areas. For example, if there is a black person that has proven him or herself an expert in agribusiness via their accomplishments, via their programs, via what they produced, then that person should be a candidate for leadership for the black community in the agribusiness department. So as a result, we'll have expertise that can show the rest of us on the national level what a successful agribusiness campaign, environment, farm, or what have you looks like. So across the board nationally, we can have that area covered. And we have identified 18 areas as of right now, from agribusiness to spiritual healing and well-being, that we're saying that Black people need in order to build this nation within a nation, which is what our goal is with Black Wall Street, or rebuilding Black Wall Street. So we are saying that in order for us to not become a permanent underclass in this country, if we are going to fight back against the many things that have been done to Black people since we've been here to now, since the first slave hit these shores to 2017, there are multiple things that have been done to Black people on purpose, methodically, specifically, simultaneously, systematically. We're saying that if we're going to combat those things right now, today, and push back and move forward, we need to have a unified front of leadership. And to do that, we have to find those persons, vet them, elect them, and then have them in a position where they can lead the Black community nationally moving forward. So to do that, we're having a national election, the first Black national election next April 2018, April 14, 2018. We're going to have an election online whereby Black people can vote for leadership in multiple areas to help us build this nation within the nation. And we've only identified 18 because that's the extent of our research. And that's not to say that we're not missing any departments. We're just saying that based on our research and our understanding of the Black problem and what Black people need, we've identified 18 departments. And that doesn't mean that there isn't or shouldn't be a 19th, a 20th, or 21st, or even a 25th. We're saying that that's all we have so far. So if you know of a particular area that we've forgotten, please let us know. So that information about the election is on the website, blackgoldnation.com. And anything else I am speaking about is also on the website. But take time, go to the website, look at the election process. I am behind on updating the candidate list. We have a few candidates. I need to put those out there. But the idea is that there are Black people in this country that are doing great things in huge ways. And we need to not only know who they are, but we need to support them so that they can be more successful with what they are doing, and we can help them duplicate their efforts and their successes for the larger Black community. So when you have an opportunity, take time to go to the website, blackgoldnation.com, look at the election, the process, and help us find those persons who are already doing things in the country for Black people, so that we can get about the serious task of building this Black nation with power. So I am out here today kind of trying not to shiver too much in this cool greater Houston area weather, because it's getting kind of cold, because I want to make a point that we need to build. We need to build, we need to build, we need to build. We need less talk. We need less finger pointing. We need less thinking about, less planning, less panel discussions, because we know for the most part what the problems are. We need institutional power. And the only way we're going to get that is if we are to build it. And again, that's another thing that made the Shrine so unique, is that we had institutions that we were able to not only live in, but function, plan, produce within as well. So I am out here in the elements to try to make the point via some things that we're working on, that the only solution we have, the only thing that's ever worked for us, is when we've had our own stuff, hence the push and the highlighting of Black Wall Street. The only time we've been able to move forward collectively as a community is when we've been able to own and control our environment, do our own thing, our own businesses, our own school district, our own hospital system, our own airport, our own economic system. We've only moved forward as a collective community when we've had our own stuff. And I'm saying we need to get back to that so that we don't become a permanent underclass in this country. And to do that, those supporters and members of the Black Gold movement, we've collaborated with other organizations to help us do just that, to build and create industry in areas that are currently up and coming industries that currently have no leader. The Black Gold movement has collaborated with, I always get this wrong, the Creative Group Economics organization with Mr. Lloyd Ford, Aquaponics for Life with Mr. Robert Harding, and the Dwinneman Foundation with Mr. Dwayne Evans. We've collaborated with these organizations to really take the next step toward building and having a concrete location, physical location, whereby we can really move forward in industries like aquaponics, like organic algae, like hemp production, like medical marijuana. We are getting beyond just talk. The whole purpose of the Black Gold movement is to move beyond the talk and actually start building. So we want to paint a picture for every black person that is on the live stream, every black person that you guys are going to share it with. We're saying, in order for us to have a future worth living in this country, we must get beyond the talk and start building. And that building can begin right now if you are ready with the Black Gold movement. So if you go to our website and click on the Contribute Now link, you'll see that we have a fundraising campaign going on right now. And we are looking for several people to help us reach the goal of raising $9,375, because we have not only land that we are going to lease for at least 30 years in South Carolina, but we have established relationships with political leaders, church leaders, community leaders, local businesses, and a university institution that is going to partner with us in those industries of organic algae, aquaponics, aquaponic greenhouses, non-GMO foods, distribution and supply for those foods, and medical marijuana, and of course hemp. So when you are doing your research and you're listening to your favorite persons talk about black issues, if they are not concretely trying to build, and they are not concretely a part of something that is moving forward, that's going to place us in a different position of power in this country, then maybe you should, while listening to them, also be a part of something that's going to really put action on the ground and move forward. And we're saying, those that are members and supporters of the Black Gold movement, we're saying we need to build. We need to build for ourselves, for our children, for our women, for our elders, and for the next generation. Because if we don't build something with power, if we don't build something with an economic attachment, if we don't build something with a security attachment, if we don't build something that we can own and control, we're doing ourselves a disservice. And what we're looking at right now is merely a park in the area where I live, and they're obviously building. So I'm just trying to give you guys a vision, because a lot of times I talk about rebuilding Black Wall Street and people don't have a vision, or they can't visualize for whatever reason what I'm talking about. So we're looking at a park in the area where I live, because I'm trying to paint the picture that this is what we need to do. We need to have land, which we have already acquired. We just need to sign the paperwork. We need to have building, which we are ready to do, which need to get to this paperwork. We need to have a plan for growing food that we can not only feed ourselves with, but also that we can supply to the inner cities to do away with some of these food deserts, which is a part of the plan. So what we're looking at, thank you very much, Brother Deshaun, that's exactly what we're talking about. We're about the action of movement, the action of doing. So with this live stream, I'm merely trying to show you guys what we're talking about doing. We're not just talking about the problem. We're not just pontificating about the solution. We're talking about boots on the ground, so to speak, getting our hands dirty, getting in the earth, and growing our own food. Building our own industries that we can own and control. And I won't say completely own and control, but have a significant ownership stake in. Those industries like aquaponics, those industries like hemp, those industries like organic algae, those industries like medical marijuana. So these are the things that we can most certainly have a significant ownership stake in, and that is just here in the U.S. There are also opportunities that we have with, via connecting with other countries around the world. People of color, of course. We have relationships with people of color in Belize. I have relationships that I've recently established with people in Nigeria and Grenada, which is a new one from yesterday. And of course, we're always looking to collaborate and touch base and connect with our brothers and sisters in Africa. But it begins, I don't say necessarily begins. Black people here in America have a huge advantage that other black people around the world don't necessarily have, being here in America. We can do things a lot quicker, a lot easier, a lot faster than other people around the world. People of color can do them. So when black people in America have a leadership opportunity and or a leadership role, we can do things to bring other people of color along that they can't do because of their environment, because of their government, because of whatever reason. So when we get our stuff together, when we start building, rebuilding these Black Wall Streets, when we start building and organizing ourselves as security for the community and militarily for the community, when we start touching base with new business opportunities, when we start educating our kids in a different way, when black people in America start doing things, it'll place us in an environment to really help people of color nationwide. So in my opinion, it doesn't necessarily begin here with us, but we most certainly have a very significant role to play in the overall liberation and salvation of black people in this country as well as around the world. So I am hopeful that everyone that's on the stream, you will not only share this with people that you think would like to be a part, would benefit from, but you'll also help us raise the money that we need to raise, because a lot of strategic planning, a lot of conversations, a lot of meetings have taken place for us to reach this point. And we're finally here. As a matter of fact, the opportunity came a lot quicker than we expected. But you know, when opportunity arrives, you have to jump on them because they don't last forever. So we're saying that we need to make the move to build our own stuff, to have our own stuff. You are exactly right, Brother Deshaun. The 21st century, or a 21st century UNIA, a 21st century United Negro Improvement Association, to the next level. We need to have something. We need to have some things that we own and control. Black Wall Streets in the top 100 cities in this country that are all connected spiritually, spiritually, politically, economically, educationally. Once we start doing this, then we'll be able to physically, seriously, tangibly, methodically, systematically change the community. And by us doing so, we'll change the city, and then we'll by turn change the world and help black people in a huge way. But it begins with us. So thank you guys for making the live stream. Thank you, Brother Deshaun, who is actually our first Black Gold ambassador, is actually doing some things in the Chicago area, helping us spread the word, helping us raise this money. This brother's been absolutely fantastic. So we need to find more persons like him to help us out. Of course, Sister April, who's always on the live stream, she is my number 2. She helps me keep this thing going, keeps me motivated, keeps me organized as much as possible, because I'm everywhere. So we need more people like the 2 of you to help us make this thing work. So if you haven't already given us your email, please do so. If you want to help us raise this money so we can get these brothers in South Carolina, please let us know via email or the live stream on Facebook. And if you want to be a part of what we're doing, simply go to the website, blackgoldnation.com. Everything that I've been speaking about and everything that I stream about is on that website. And become a part of the solution of building something for black people with power, something with clout, something that we can hand to the next generation of black children, black leadership, so that they can give it to the kids coming after them, and they can give it to the black people that are coming after them. So this is a new beginning, can be a new beginning for black people, whereby we have a concrete plan, a concrete solution to change the conditions of black people here in America. So thank you guys very much for making the live stream. And as I like to end all of my streams with 2 things. One is my mentor, Sister Ada Edwards, said after her radio shows, no one can do everything, but if everyone does something, everything will get done. And as we always said in the Shrines of the Black Madonna, nothing is more sacred than the liberation of Black people. So thank you guys very much for making the stream. Please share this with as many people of like minds and those who may need a visual understanding of what we're talking about. Please share this, and let's get about the work of building a Black nation with powerful Black people in America. Thank you very much. God bless, and we'll be in touch. Take care. Bye-bye.